guest for today is an award-winning Omani photographer with not just one, but 750 photography awards here and abroad. Let's welcome Mr. Habib Al-Zadjali.
Thank you for inviting me to your channel. It's a pleasure to be here to do the.
Pleasure is mine, Mr. Habib. You are an award-winning photographer, and I actually waited so many months for this interview.
Welcome, and nice to meeting you finally.
Nice to meet you as well. 750 awards in photography.
Yes.
I actually want to go into details later on. I would like to go back to when you were young and how you started as a photographer.
Oh, bring me memories. It's a start when I was in school, especially you can say at secondary school. It's earlier, but you can say at that time. I always are carrying camera with me, but that time it's a documentary. School trip with friends, family trips, family event, all that kind of photography. Just documentary the moment with the family and the friends at that time. Yeah, there's a camera I got home. I take it. It's become mine. And then later on, I have my camera, which is film that time. And that's the only things I do with the camera.
So basically, you were just like pointing and shooting, and then for souvenirs, memories, and taking photos as a hobby.
Yes, it was a hobby, and I like it.
Did you ever think that you were going to be a photographer back then?
No. If somebody don't tell me to be a photographer, what photographer is? I'm taking photo, but what is a photographer? I have no idea what's photographer at that time. It just, to me, it was a moment I had documented to keep it, to memorize later on with the family when we grow up, something I liked at that time. Because at that time at school, I was like drawing. I remember when the teacher explained something, I was drawing.
So you're also an artist?
Yeah, something like that. And that all stopped. Yeah. Drawing, and also I like read about poetry that time and start writing some of them. Yeah, myself. Yeah, something like that. So it's to me, if somebody told me what's a photographer, no. I don't know what's a photographer. It's just taking photo.
So you did not think about being a photographer. What did you think you were going to be in the future back then?
That time when I was school, it happens once my aunt invited me to her school when I was a kid. They got an event there and she was a doctor. So I like it, I wanted to be a doctor at that time. And by that time, everything changed. When I finished, everything changed. I went to college, I became an aircraft engineer.
So you were doing it as a hobby, you did not want to be a photographer, you wanted to be a doctor. How did you learn photography, and when did it become serious photography?
It's when the internet opened, here, starting the internet, so the more resource open to us. It's not easy to find resource to learn about things. There are books, you have to buy them, it's not easy, even that's not all the kind of books available here. So I know most of the photographer here, it's self-learning. So after that, after school, I started working. I was told people have a camera with the friends going outside for a trip or something. I studied documentary that things. But later on, you can say in 90, and later on I got the internet. I see many Omani photographers. I say I'm amused by their photo or how they take it. So I try to move it from just documentary to artistic things. So know more about the photography. So I take myself, joined many Photoshop or workshop, and through the internet or here, any chance I joined the Omani Society for Photography to know more from Omani photographer. So I keep going from there.
You basically learned on your own.
Yes.
You did not have any formal training on photography.
Yeah, there's no Oman here that's formal or an institute to teach you photography. There's some college starting teaching now. There is about photography now, but all this is no. It's yourself only.
So this is all because of your passion for photography.
100%.
So I know that this question may be irrelevant because we all have idea right now. I would still ask anyway, what do you do exactly now?
What I'm doing exactly now, a business and photography. Because after I retired from my job, it's I become professional and freelancer also. I have friends, I work with them. There's a friend have a company called Summer. I work with them for event, company, whatever job coming in the photography or videography also.
What type of photography do you usually do?
Mine, especially a portrait, which is most I like. But in business, any type of photography, the same. Same concept, same lighting, same idea, is different type of photography, but they will the same.
When you say you prefer portrait photography, what is it in portrait that you like it very much?
The story in the faces, the feeling, the motion coming from them. Because the face, all their story, and you can see from there, they're from the scar, from the glasses, how they were, happiness, sadness, their storytelling about their background, about their life. If you can capture that moment, that's the portrait. It's telling a story about the person you've taken photograph.
Which type of camera do you use?
Camera, to me, it doesn't matter what type of gears you have. It's always the person behind the camera.
Yes.
Especially on photography, because when you are good in that photography, whatever camera you'll got, it's the same idea, except you have to know all the buttons, the menu, how to set it. Then will be the same, doesn't matter what camera you have. It doesn't matter what equipment. I have Canon anyway. That's what because when I was starting photography, I have friends, they have Canon, most of them.
So they influenced you?
Yeah, not just influence, because I bought a camera because I haven't got all equipment I need, so I can borrow from them. But if I bought Sony or Nikon, so if I go with them, I shorten battery or lens or on my own now. But with them, I can share until I got more equipment, and they can borrow from me at the same time. It's sharing, it doesn't matter. They are friends at the end.
So whether you have Nikon, Canon, or Sony,
Yeah.
it actually depends on your creativity as a photographer.
Absolutely.
The result will always be the same based on your creativity,
Yes.
right?
It's about what you see. When you look through the viewfinder, you choose what you're going to take from them.
Yes.
What you don't want it in the photo, what you want to film. It's up to you. It's not about the equipment. Now phone, it's good to take a photo with it. And there's many photographers using phone. So if they give them camera they can use it because it's not about the equipment, it's about your perspective,
Yes.
how to see the things, how to capture.
The common misconception about photography right now is that owning a camera makes you a photographer. It doesn't.
There's a rules you have to follow to get that picture right. And there is rule you have to break it to make it better or something amazing.
So it's a combination of your eye, your skill, your talent, plus the gear.
Yeah, absolutely.
That-
Without gear you can't take a photo. You need a
Yes.
gear, but you need, we can't say just a talent. You need to be artist or to know what you're going to take. You can criticize your photo. You know the square you're going to take. That type of things. This is square, we can say
Okay.
it.
Photography actually sounds so much fun because you take photos, you make people happy, and also you are part of the history because you capture moments. Now, I would like to ask about the not so fun part of being a photographer. What are the challenges that you encounter as a photographer?
Oh, there's many challenge. Parents there to be how they to be good as a photographer. How to make your photo being pointed by other people. How the other people like photo. And other things, it's how to take the photo, how to communicate with the people, especially in the portrait. People think the portrait is easy thing, just person and talk, but it's not that way. There is many things, skills you have to got. You know, can't say you learn about the behavior of the people, know their body language, also how to communicate with them. That most skill you have, because when you go meet people, you haven't met them before. The first time, how to communicate with them, how to convince them to take a photo for them, and they are happy. Because here in Oman, our culture, in our religion, it's not easy to take a photo from other people. They will stop you, especially their family, their kids, their wives, or their man. They will stop you. But that's the biggest challenge: how to take photo with other. Other bad time to be, you say, keep it practicing with other people, and you will learn how to communicate, and you got good pictures, and they will be happy.
So what is your strategy, example, when you're doing street photography and you really have to capture the moment with these people not really looking at the camera?
There is two. Street photography, you don't want to talk with the photo people before you take a photo. You have to capture that moment. But the end, that photo belongs to that person you took from. You have to ask him, I took photo of you. If you are happy or not, you have to go to way to talk with them and convince them to use the photo. But some people will say, no, why you take our photo? You have to delete it. Okay, you have to delete it. But sometimes it's people photography. It's not straight. It's not that moment. You can talk with them. I like you. I want to take photo of you, your kids, or you're buying something or something. If they are happy, you can take, or they are working, doing something. They are happy to take their photo. At that time, maybe still they are not give you the moment you want. Just take the photo and keep talking with them. By the time they forget you are a photographer, they are becoming as a friend or something they know. And you capture that moment. Not first or two photo, maybe not 10 photo. First 10 photo, then later on, maybe the fifth photo. That will be the photo you're looking for.
So it's important that they really are comfortable with you as a photographer.
Absolutely. They feel free. They do it without thinking you are talking of them. They will be free as be natural.
I know that you have done so many projects as a photographer. I would like to know the most memorable for you. What are the projects that you think are really memorable?
The project, which can say I'm still working on it, because when the pandemic coming, we stopped traveling. I take a photo starting in India. It's about the family. It's a father, mother, and kids. Could be one or two, it doesn't matter. But how they communicate, how they're sitting, the moment. And in that one, I did it in Kashmir and China, maybe, thing. But when I stopped traveling, I still want to continue that things because it's just about the, because it doesn't matter where you are from, whatever religion you have, it's all about the family. There's still, if you see 10 photo or 20 photo, the common between them is the family. It doesn't matter. I'm still working. I hope I continue and finish that project, inshallah.
So this project is like photos of families around the world,
Yes.
showing their culture, their history, their stories,
Yes, and their environment.
and the environment. That sounds really promising. I hope that you can continue that
I
project.
hope so, inshallah, in the future.
Now, I would like to know, have you ever been featured in a magazine or TV shows as a photographer?
Yes, happened when I was in Royal Force. There is a program for them supporting the talent. They introduced me to present my talent. Also, it was in magazine and radio also, some family thing. And especially when I worked, win award, yeah, being featured in the newspaper. That was good things.
How do you feel, Mr. Habib, being invited on interviews like this?
It's good things because being noticed, your work being followed by many people noticed your work, and they like to know more about you. So it's good to tell about yourself, about your work, and you notice good things.
Now, 750 plus photography awards here and abroad. I would love to know about these awards. Could you share some of them?
Yeah, remember the one in Oman, it happened. It's first international photography competition. Made by one of my friends called Habib Al-Farsi. It's called Lights of Oman. In that competition, I won best Omani Photographer. It's made good things. It was one of my good memory. And the other one, it's my first award. It was in Germany. I remember that photo, it was about lizard. It's in macro, when I was doing many macro photography. And that photo, I was, what you can say, I was practicing to take a photo about macro, how to make the light good and how to get the details of that lizard. And when I participated, there was a macro, so I got that photo, and that my first award in the photography competition.
So when you took the photo of this lizard, back then you were not thinking of joining that competition in Germany?
No, at that time I'm not thinking about competition. I have no idea about the competition photography exactly. I was practicing because in macro photography at that time. I like it because I like to get the details of that insert. When I participate, there is a, I call it about theme about macro. So apply that photo and win.
So winning these photography competitions, aside from the honor as the winner, what are the usual prizes that you get?
There's different prizes, but the end is doesn't what type of prizes. The end is your work being noticed between all the photographers who have been participating in that competition. 1,000 photographers, you can say 20, 30, 100,000 of photos being applied in the competition, and you win. That great things. Yeah, there are some medals, trophy, and some competition you got cash, and some invite. And they come to the ceremony also. I've been invited in Italy for the ceremony. That's good things when you win. And meet many people you haven't seen them, especially you know them through the social media, Facebook and Instagram, and you meet them there face to face. That's a good thing.
So nowadays, do you still join photography competitions?
And not much, just one or two, but I really stopped many since 2017. I stopped competition, focusing just on photography, and after retired, I focused on business.
Now, what would be your message to aspiring photographers out there watching this interview?
Just carry on, keep practicing, be self-confident, and share your photo with others, and ask an expert to criticize your photo. See where there's weak point, what's the good about it. And inshallah, you'll be the top photographer in the future. Just don't give up. Follow up your dream.
So, hey, awesome people, if you want to check out Mr. Habib's work, you can follow his Instagram account right here. Thank you very much, Mr. Habib.
You're welcome.